Pretty sure it's like a helicopter.
Okay,
Okay,
good.
sit down.
It could just be like my hair moving. I don't know if that makes a lot of sound.
This makes so much sound. If you could just
Your hair is so loud.
calm it down.
I don't think my hair could get any fucking calmer.
God damn!
So, how the fuck is life?
Life is good right now.
It is good right now, huh?
Yeah. I feel good about it.
Me too. I feel like the last couple, I don't know, fucking months have been very stressful and like mentally draining. And I'm actually in a good headspace right now.
Ooh, I love that. I feel kind of the same, except I keep forgetting like everything in my life, everything random. I think I might have like a brain tumor. I don't know.
Oh, same.
Oh, good. Me too.
Yeah, we're together. That brain tumor is really just called pot.
Yeah, it might be. But I refuse to believe that because pot is the constant in my life.
Yeah,
that,
same.
Like, hey, man.
Yeah.
I'm not an alcoholic. You
Yeah,
know?
at least we have that. I was talking to my therapist yesterday and I was like holding my coffee and I said out loud, coffee is my one vice. And then I thought, that is me lying to my therapist. I mean, she knows what my vices are, but you know.
We've gone over those.
Yeah, we've covered those.
My
but
one vice.
It's so easy to say out loud.
Yeah.
Let it be my one vice, but really I have so many.
Yeah. Well, they're all one.
Yeah.
One
But-
and alone.
Yeah.
Stand alone.
When I'm doing it just once. When I'm not, if I were drinking coffee and getting high,
Yeah. That would be insane.
that'd be two vices.
That would be unheard of.
It's literally what we did last weekend, and you're like, that is insane.
Can't do two vices at the same time.
We did exactly that.
Can't do that. that would be just uncalled for.
It's called a happy place.
It is a happy place. Also, it's
What?
like an upper and a downer, so it's just middle grounder.
Yeah, I think that's what we needed. It was like, oh, we're all done now, and we have to be functioning moms.
That was terrible.
Let's chug some coffee.
So, what's your goddamn?
Well, I was going to ask, is that what your goddamn's about to be? Okay, hit me with it.
My goddamn is that San Diego State won into the fucking Final Four bullshit. Right?
Aztecs, basketball,
Yep. Aztecs basketball.
March Madness, shit, all those things, NCAA, all the letters.
All of the letters combined to make a fucking event
Yeah.
that has unheard of in San Diego, right?
Yeah, like we've never made it this far.
Never made it this far.
And we're both Aztec alumni.
We are both.
So we
Aztec
have
alumni.
to represent.
Here's the thing. Don't care.
Yeah,
Like,
I care a lot, but not as much as Lee.
yeah. I don't care at all. I was like, we have a what team?
Yeah.
I've been to a game or two.
Uh-huh.
It's fun, but I'd rather go than watch it. Like, I'm never going to watch it by myself, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Brandon's been the same way our whole lives. Mm-hmm. And he's been
Suddenly.
invited to many a games. And he's like, no, I hate basketball.
I know, which is so surprising
Yeah.
after this last weekend. Fucking
Right?
bandwagoner.
He is such a bandwagoner. So
I'm for it, though.
I am too. Your husband needed someone to go with.
Yeah, I know. It's time for it.
But he was like, oh, well, we have to go to Lee's house to watch the game on Saturday, right? Because blah, blah,
history
blah.
in the making.
Yeah, and they had never made it that far. So then it was like, well, we'll go over there and watch the game at Lee's house. And I was like, I get to hang out with my bestie. Down. Let's do it.
Yeah.
For it.
Yeah.
And we did that. And then immediately after the game ended, which we won.
Surprise.
Spoiler alert.
Fucking surprise ass winning.
Yeah.
You almost died.
I
You
almost
got
died.
ran over.
I did by Lee. I
Yeah.
made eye contact and it was terrible. I
Just
felt
coming
like
right at you.
Simba during the stampede.
Your husband kicked my fucking kid's Lego table in the air and now the leg is bent. I was looking at it. I'm like, he fucking broke it.
He turned around and goes, I took the drink off it first.
He was so proud and like presenting it to me. And I'm like, I don't even know where that came from because I didn't even know he kicked the table because I was too busy making laps around the goddamn house.
Right? I was too busy fighting for my life.
You were.
But then the boys were like, we're going to Houston.
They were.
And immediately
did.
bought tickets for far too much money
They did.
to go to Houston to watch a basketball game that Brandon does not care about. For a team that Brandon does not care about and did not graduate from. Like, he's just along for the fucking ride.
That is a fucking great ass friend.
Yeah, he's
Ride or
honestly,
die.
Brandon and I are your and Lee's ride or die.
You really are. Same. Except for
yeah.
if I bust a tooth open or something before a big event.
Yeah, I throw up.
Or
and
my
still
kids
go
end up
with
in the
you
hospital.
places.
What?
I throw up and still end up with you places.
I know you do. Oh, that makes me feel like a terrible friend.
Listen.
I'll start changing it. Fuck it.
Sorry, kids, that you're in the hospital.
Yes. Sorry, son.
I made an, what is it called?
A promise?
Yeah, I guess. Where's my brain? I can't find my words. They're all over the place.
Are you talking about like a commitment?
There we go.
I was like engagement.
Yeah, I have a previous engagement.
Yeah.
I made a commitment to Aaron and I have to go.
Yes.
Yeah. Now you know. That's
yeah.
what my standards are.
Yeah. I support it.
Right.
Yeah. So then we had to be single moms the whole weekend.
Yeah,
because our guys left.
Mm-hmm. And for like 4 days or some shit.
Yeah, it was a time.
3.
Yeah, I don't really. Well, I mean, okay, but it was like 3 whole days.
Yeah.
Early morning Sunday gone. Late Tuesday night they came home. How was it?
It was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fine.
I cleaned some random
So
things.
much cleaning.
Yeah. And kept the kids alive,
Good job.
Thank you.
Great
you
job.
Too.
Yeah, thank
I
you.
haven't seen them yet.
My kids? Yeah, they're at daycare right now because it's spring break. So
I was just assuming they were still alive.
Yeah. I'm like, miss me with that. We got a lot to do at home.
Yeah, no, I get it. They're spring break and daycare too.
Yeah.
But they're having so much fun.
I know. It's so cute.
Yeah.
I wish that they could just go to daycare forever.
I know, right? Why do you have to learn?
I know. It'd be so much easier. Or just like the same place. Maybe when they're going to school together, it'd be nice again.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it is kind of nice. I'm like, oh, nobody's going to shoot them up. That's nice.
Isn't it?
You know? Mm-hmm. Don't have to worry about that.
Don't have to worry about that.
That's sad. Anyway, do you want to hear my goddamn?
I do.
I did not use this weekend being a single parent as my goddamn, which I could have. But instead, I'm going to go to the health route again because maybe all y'all motherfuckers have some advice, which you always do. So, but I've been on the like self-help care mode, right? Like fucking therapy, facials, sage, whatever I fucking need to make myself happy, I have been trying to do. So
3 essentials.
Yeah, exactly. Sleep. That's the 4th one. Anyway, so during all of that self-care, part of that I got a little zealous. I went to see my doctor and I was like, hey, some weird shit keeps happening. It's the reason you and I met was, well, not when we met, but when we became besties. Because I have these little spells where I'll start to feel really sick and icky and dizzy and I feel kind of nauseous and I don't feel well. And then if I don't lay down, I'll faint. And sometimes it comes with like fucking mega shits. That's fun. But anyway, it's happened so much to where sometimes I have to pull over on the side of the road and die. My dad has had to come get me before. Like, it's just happening too much.
Yeah.
And then this particular time that I went to go see the doctor, it was happening like every day of the week. I would get icky feeling and I'd have to lay down. And I used to think that it was due to like low blood sugar or something and I need to eat something. But then lately it has nothing to do. I could have a full fucking meal and it'll still happen. And I'm like, what the fuck? And a few times it's happened when I'm taking a shower. So I'm like, maybe the shower's too hot. I don't fucking know. Something's wrong, right? And it got so frequent that I finally went to the doctor. The doctor's like, that's fucking weird. You're going to have to see a lot of people. So she sent me to the cardiologist and they did an echo and they put this like holster thing on me and nothing ever came back interesting from that because of course it didn't happen while I had the vest on. It was like not even a full 24 hours. Anyway, nothing comes of that. They're like, your fucking heart's great. I'm like, okay, I guess that's good. Just talk to the gastroenterologist, whatever, the guy who looks at your gut, talk to him. And I explained everything. And he was like, oh, that sounds like you have POTS, which I don't know if you've heard about this. I've heard of it on TikTok, but I think I'm going to butcher it, but it stands for like postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which basically means when you're like sitting up or standing up or something, your blood pressure drops and you get all fainty or icky. And it has something to do with like your blood vessels dilating and hydration and salt intake. And basically, people with POTS have to carry around salt in their pocket to eat it when they feel like this, and they have to stay well hydrated, and that's how it prevents them from fainting. And I'm over here like, your girl cannot stop drinking water, like to save my motherfucking life. And I love salty ass food. Like it's a craving. I crave salt.
Would it be a craving in that instance? Like,
I don't know.
Or is that just like the cure of it? Or would your body know, like, you need fucking salt, bitch?
I don't know, but I'm wondering, like, does my body know that like, if I do he's just saying, like...
It sounds like.
It could be this, and with that comes these, like, spells of needing to take a shit and it being, like, pure fucking liquid. Great, TMI, I know, but hey, listen, maybe somebody out there could tell me some shit. Anyway... He was like, sometimes it presents with some of those like side effects that you're saying. So he's going to tell my cardiologist to like test me for POTS. And in the meantime, I just had a blood test for celiac disease to make sure it's not that. But anyway.
How do you test for POTS?
I don't know. I
was a
fucking
test
like
for it?
stand up, sit down. I don't know what they're going to have me do. Yeah.
You got it.
Don't eat salt for a week. I have no idea. But I was telling him too, because he's like, do you tolerate exercise? And I was like, I tolerate zero exercise. And then it reminded me
Not well, no.
yeah. And he's like, that's a big side effect of people with POTS is like they can't exercise or else they feel terrible. And I was like, I feel terrible anytime I exercise.
Yeah.
But he was saying, like, you have to build your body up to it, to build a resistance to it and get used to your fucking blood vessels. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. But anyway, clearly I did not research this at all, and I don't really know what I'm talking about. But I'm just happy that they are going to look at something else.
Yeah.
Because everybody's like, you're fucking fine and everything's great. And I'm like, that's really weird because I feel like I'm about to die. And then if I lay down, I feel better. And if I eat something, I feel better. But not always if I eat something. It's usually, I just have been eating it since that time I almost died in high school because the nurse was like, oh, you have low blood sugar. And I'm like, that's weird. Every time I get my blood sugar tested, they're like, it's great. So I don't, even when I fast and stuff, my blood sugar is always fine.
No big deal.
No big deal. Anyway, so I don't fucking know what it is. But the real part of my goddamn, that's just the journey to get you to my goddamn.
Mm-hmm.
The doctor was like, so since you've been having these spells for a long, long time, since like 2005, basically, he was like, I don't suspect that it's cancer or anything,
Well, fucking thanks.
but I want to do a colonoscopy
Oh, hell yeah.
and an endoscopy
Oh, yeah.
just to make sure there's nothing weird in there.
They're going to come at you from both ends?
I'm going to get fucking spigoted like a goddamn pig. I'm going to come in with an apple in my mouth.
You're Stacy Kebab.
Oh, no. I have never been more nervous in my life than when he said that. I was like instantly regretting the self-help thing.
You know what? Actually, I'm fine.
I don't want to know. I mean, and then Lee's like, because I'm like, don't you think that's kind of overkill? Like, what? Is it necessary? Let's go for POTS first and then circle back on this whole checking out my pooper thing. And Lee's like, well, I mean, it would be good to just know everything's clear and everything. And I'm like, I guess.
Oh, yeah, is he going to go with you and get one too just to make sure everything's clear?
I don't know.
That motherfucker is going to be so nervous for his first one so he can calm down.
Yeah, I know.
You should tell him. That's what you're going to say when he's like, oh, no, I don't want to get it. When he's like 40,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You're going to be like,
yeah.
oh, I have to get my first colonoscopy. You're going to be like, well, it'd be good to know everything's all clear
Yeah,
in there.
everything's fine. He was telling me, though, that I guess they start checking for all of this shit now, like, because colonoscopy is like on the fucking colon cancer is like on the goddamn rampage or something. So it's pretty common for like, it's part of like the checkup now. I don't know where he's getting his goddamn stats from, but that's what he told me.
Does work at a hospital.
Yeah, that's what he told me, and I trusted it.
I would trust him for
That
some
reason
medical
alone, you're like,
information.
fucking fact. Yeah.
That's fact.
Oh my God, but I'm so nervous. I don't want to do it.
Oh, I wouldn't either. That
And
sounds
then
terrible.
they sent me like a whole workup. Well, you're about to get fucking surgery on your foot. But anyway, they sent me a whole goddamn workup. And it was like all the steps that I have to take before this because
Don't eat.
Yeah, basically you gotta like flush your shitter out. Like I should join a porno.
Do you have
after.
to flush your shitter out?
Well, like I can't eat certain things for a week prior.
A week?
Yeah, like seeds. I don't fucking know. I didn't read it all.
They're like, there's certain things we don't want to find.
Yes, exactly. Like, oh, if that's a seed, that might be confused for a polyp. I don't fucking know why.
Well, cut that bitch off.
Yeah, get it out of there.
Oh,
Squirt
wait,
something
when
in
I
there.
go
Get a
to
little
cut it, it moves.
fucking Nerf gun. I don't know. Or no, a super soaker. Not a Nerf gun. Don't shoot things in there. Anyway.
Oh my God.
But that's for like a week prior. And then I have to drink like a bunch of fucking laxative and shit my whole goddamn brains out.
You're like, that's what I'm trying to prevent, though.
Yeah,
What
like,
if you
that
just have a
doesn't-
spell?
oh my God. I know. I'm like, this is going to kill me.
You're going to be like hollow.
I'm going to be hollow. I'm going to be fucking fainting all the time. Like,
Just,
I
need my
have POTS. I don't know.
seeds.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm literally, it's not till the end of June. So I am trying to like not panic.
You have so long to get used to the idea that
I
you're
know.
about to get joined.
Or to get out of it.
You won't get out of it.
I want to get out of it.
Unless POTS comes back as positive, then there's like no reason.
I'm like, what if I have celiac disease? Maybe it's just that. Maybe I just cut out gluten and we don't need to stick anything up my pooper hole.
They'll find out before June.
Yeah. Because I just got my blood drawn yesterday.
Yeah.
So then maybe
they know today.
They probably do. I haven't checked anything, so I don't really fucking know.
Yeah.
But also I don't want that because then I can't eat shit. And that'll suck.
Oh, celiac?
Yeah, but it would make a lot of sense for a lot of things in my life. Like, oh, you just break out in hives randomly. You don't know what you're allergic to. Did you consider what you ate recently? No. Never once have thought about it.
No, because it was delicious, and I don't want to have that kind of information on my food.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Listen, you'll be fine. You're going to be fine. You're going to get put under.
Yeah.
You have to for an endoscopy, I think.
I'll have to talk to Darcy about this because she'll have all the inside scoop. Yeah, this girl gets fucking everything done all the time. So
see, she probably likes it. It's good for you.
The last time I saw her, not the last time I saw her, but sometime recently, she showed up at one of my kids' games, and she was fucking high as a kite, and she had just gotten out of the procedure.
Why did she show up at a game?
Well, she's a good friend.
She is. I'd be like, I'm going to go lay down.
And sleep.
I feel used.
Well, actually, it was because Jake was coaching with Lee at the time. And so I think she was there. I don't know.
I'd be like, nah, bitch, I had a medical procedure. You got to drive me back home.
Yeah, like I'm not here to watch soccer.
Yeah.
But her little baby like wandered out onto the field and she was like, he's fine. And they came like barreling, all these little kids barreling at him with the ball. And I was like, ah! And she like was slow moving. And I'm like, girl, you are so high right now.
Who trusted her to take care of a baby?
Evidently me. I didn't realize how out of it she was. And we were like cracking up about it. She's like, yeah. Anyway, so that'll be me.
Yeah. That'll be fun.
Anyway, anybody got some hot tips for me? Let me know.
Yeah. How to clean you out real good?
I don't know. Or if you have pots, let me know if that sounds familiar.
If you have pot, let me know.
Yeah. Erin, you have pot.
I do.
You're like the friend supplier at this point. Oh my God. Okay, anyway, do you want to hear my murder story?
I do.
Okay, because I'm going to tell you a relatively recent one.
Ooh.
Or at least it's all over the news. And fun fact, I used ChatGPT to give me this case suggestion.
The suggestion?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because one night I was high and I was laying in bed and ChatGPT was like, hey, human, I'm here. And I was like, fuck yeah. Do you have it on your phone or do you do it on a computer? I have it on my phone. It's like an app. So it sends you like little, like, it literally says like, hey, human.
Hey, human, doing human things.
Do you want to come hang out with a robot? And I'm like, fucking certainly. So anyway, I was like, oh, let's see if I can prompt it to write all of my research.
Right.
I like how I'm so zealous about this and I've never once been able to like successfully prompt anything.
It's actually pretty good though.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty easy to prompt it. You don't have to do like the, when you're Googling something and you have to be like
parentheses or what. You just have to put all the words in there that you want it to do.
No, this one you can
like
kind of text it.
Run-on sentence.
Like, like a question.
Yeah.
And you're like, but what if like when my aunt went next door?
Yeah. Oh, Jaime has dug deep into like what's at the center of the earth, how the crystals are fucking aligned with blah, 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 trying to figure out if it will tell me what's at the center of the earth. Yeah. And then I've gotten deep into like how gravity works. It's cool. I love it.
With ChatGPT?
Yes.
Oh, man.
I mean, it's really interesting. I've learned a lot and it puts it in simpler terms that I can actually understand. And I'm like, what the fuck? Now I understand why this is so confusing.
And you're like, but what does that mean?
And then he's just like, well, I don't fucking know. I like how I made the AI a he, but
you sexist.
I know, what the fuck. Anyway, I prompted it like, hey, give me a detailed summary with cites on a recent case, blah. I don't even remember what I said because I was high. And then it gave me this case. So I was like, oh, cool. And it gave me a good enough summary that I could read it really quick. And then I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to dig into this one. But it didn't give me all the nitty gritty details.
Yeah.
So
it's a little more respectable than us.
Yeah. So I had to dig for those. So this week, I'm going to tell you about Marlon Ochoa Lopez.
I might be wrong.
I like it. I'm going to say it like that. And that's the only time I'm going to say it, so.
There you go. It sounds better than Ochoa.
Yeah, it really does. But like,
unless that's her name. In which case.
Yeah. I don't know. I was thinking like Ocho Cinco.
Yeah. Well, more like Ocho their number.
I know. Ochoa with an A. Ochoa makes more sense. Anyway, okay, so in April of 2019, Marlon was a 19-year-old woman who lived in Chicago, Illinois.
Ooh, Scruff McGruff.
Yep. And I don't really know much about her childhood. But at this time in our story, so in 2019, she is happily married with her husband, Giovanni. And the couple had a 3-year-old son named Joshua.
All right.
And she's 19, remember? So barely young couple.
Damn.
Yeah.
Teen mom.
She actually was still in high school.
At 19?
At 19.
Makes sense. She probably took a semester off.
Probably to poop out a kid.
Yeah.
Okay, so Marlon and Giovanni were a young family, and they often turned to their community for support. Mm-hmm. For example, por ejemplo.
I was thinking the same thing.
Marlon was a member of a local Facebook group that was called, quote, Help a Sister Out.
Aw.
It's actually sister, in case you're looking. Where members would give away or they would sell much needed things for those in need at like a discounted price. Mm-hmm. So this is where Marlon was turning to in order to get some of the basic things that she needed for her new baby's arrival. She was 9 months pregnant at the time of this story in April of 2019. 9 months pregnant, and she's looking for some shit for her baby.
Okay. And she has a 3-year-old.
And she has a 3-year-old, yes. Okay, so in the past, she'd used this group to meet up with a woman by the name of Clarissa Figueroa.
Okay.
And Marlon had met up with her previously to do an exchange for baby clothes or some shit like that. Now, like I said, Marlon was due in May, so she's 9 months pregnant. It's a couple weeks away. The race is on for her to get the last minute things that she needs for her baby. Mm-hmm. So she turns to this group again, and she's looking for a double stroller and some baby clothes. Double stroller makes sense. She got 2 kids.
Yeah.
So on April 23rd, 2019, Marlon had responded to a Facebook ad for baby clothes that had been posted by the same lady that she had previously met up with, Clarissa. And she had planned to go to her house after school to pick up some of these items. Okay. The lady was like, I got a stroller. I got fucking baby clothes. Come on over. We got each other's back, girl. I'm here.
How nice.
I know, right? So Marlon's feeling pretty comfortable about going to this lady's house, too, right? Like, she's already been there before, already made an exchange. She's already met her.
Yeah,
like, not fucking
peasy.
skeeved out. Yeah.
So it's not even weird. You don't have to meet someone new.
Exactly. So after school, I'm going to go to this lady's house. I'm going to get this shit. So when she arrives at the home, she was greeted by 46-year-old Clarissa, as well as her 24-year-old daughter, Desiree.
Okay.
Clarissa says that all of the spare baby items that she was going to give away were actually her daughter's that she had used for her son, so like the grandson. Mm-hmm. But she didn't need any longer. So they're either like gently used or basically brand new. So that's why she's got all this baby shit. However, unbeknownst to Marlon, Clarissa was actually in the market for a baby.
Bum, 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 bum. Also, bum, don't do that. I feel like you should warn a friend of ours who is currently pregnant right now.
Yeah, trigger warning. Don't listen if
you have a child inside of you.
If you don't like pregnancy death. Who does, you know?
Who does?
Okay.
Well, that's right up my alley.
Can start it off with this. This is not a typical Stacy case.
No, it's not. And actually,
thanks, ChatGPT.
These ones always get me because I know what's happening. I know what's going to happen.
You've been here before.
Fucking freak me out, man.
Oh, God. So uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Well, and when I read these things, I have an overactive imagination. So, like, I apply it to my body and, like, remembering what it felt like to be pregnant.
That's
I'm like,
what I was thinking, too.
Like, you don't want anyone touching anything. Okay, so Clarissa's on the market for a baby, and she wasn't actually offering free baby clothes. Instead, she had basically lured Marlon there to steal her unborn child from her womb.
Okay, so the first time that she met up with her, was she like, was it like grooming or like
I think
testing?
It was grooming. I think it was grooming.
But then how would she know that Clarissa was going to respond to the next one?
Well, maybe she didn't know. Maybe she's been doing this to a couple of people, and then finally she was like, oh, shit, we got another one.
And she's like, that's the one.
This one's about to pop out. Okay, but wait, there's more. It turns out that Clarissa had a 20-year-old son by the name of Xander who had died the previous year in 2018.
Okay.
So I'm guessing the loss of her son and everything was like driving this new desire for a baby, but I don't fucking really know because it gets weirder. In October of 2018, so a few months prior to Marlon coming to the house, this whole incident that I'm about to explain, Clarissa had announced on her own personal Facebook page that she was pregnant again. And she posted
46?
At 46. And she had posted a picture of an ultrasound that she said was her baby.
Does she have a husband or a
She
boyfriend?
has a boyfriend. And she told this boyfriend that she was pregnant with his baby. Now, this boyfriend, I'm going to have to spitball later because I'm spitballing now. But this boyfriend, his name is Piotr. And it's spelled really weird.
Piotr.
Yeah, it's like Piotr. Piotr.
Piotr. Hello, Piotr.
But that's really good.
Thank you. I think I'm Dutch.
But like one article said Peter, and I was like, I'm calling him Peter. That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so his name was Peter, and they had actually met at an addiction clinic.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I'm not sure if they like met, hooked up or something. And then she was like, guess what, motherfucker? I'm pregnant.
Like if they were still currently together or not?
Yeah. Well, they're currently together still
Okay.
at the point in the story. So he's sticking around because he thinks that she's pregnant with his baby.
Good
And
old
she's
trap.
like, oh, fuck, I need to produce a baby soon because I'm supposed to be like 9 months pregnant with a baby.
Oh my God.
And she was like a larger woman, but like other people later are like, she didn't appear pregnant at all. Like, I don't know what she's talking about.
What?
And I say she was a larger woman, but all I have to reference is her mugshot. So, you know, I don't know what her abdomen looked like on a daily basis. So she posts that picture on Facebook, says I'm pregnant, does all that shit, right? And then months later, she posts a picture of a baby crib and a nursery to Facebook on that page, on that like help a sister out page. This is how she ends up getting in touch with Marlon the first time. Mm-hmm. So it's a few months later from her tricking everybody into thinking she's pregnant. So I'm guessing around this time, she's like, I better start shopping for a baby to steal.
Oh my God.
Yes. Fucking crazy.
That's premeditated stealing a
For
baby.
fucking sure. Also, in that same Facebook group, Clarissa had made a comment after meeting with Marlon the first time. Mm-hmm. Then, like, I'm guessing around the time that she's supposed to produce a baby now, and she's like, oh shit, I need to come up with a baby. Clarissa posts a Facebook thing to the group saying, where are all of my May mamas at? Like, everybody that's going to have a baby in May. She does this in April, right? Like, where are my May mamas at? Because I've got some shit I need to give away. Yeah.
What a fucking bitch.
Yeah, so this is where Marlon sees, I'm presuming,
Yeah.
like, oh, a lady I recognize, I'm in the market for a stroller, whatever, like, I could use some help. And so they start private messaging.
Oh my God.
And in these messages, it's so sad because Marlon's like, obviously trusts this Clarissa girl. And Clarissa's like, yeah, girl, like, I love helping people out. Like, of course, I would do this for you. And the Marlon chick is like, thanks, I appreciate it. You know, like, we'll meet up at this time, really appreciate it, whatever. So
how
like,
awful.
so fucking terrible, like preying on the worst kind of person. Okay. Well, the worst victim type.
Yeah.
You know, very vulnerable.
Yeah.
Now, Clarissa has Marlon come into her house, right? And Clarissa's like, okay, I'm going to need some help getting this baby out. So she tells her daughter, Desiree, like, I need you to come over because I have this pregnant woman coming over and I need you to help me get the baby out of her.
And the daughter was like, that
Yep.
makes a lot of sense, Mom.
Sign my ass up.
Right up my alley. I actually have the steady hands to do that
Operate.
kind of procedure.
Yeah. Yeah. Operate a scalpel. I don't know. Yeah.
In no fucking universe would I help someone procure a baby in that way.
Zero universe. And what about, okay,
Even if it was my mother.
what if zombie apocalypse, the mother got bit and she's 9 months pregnant and you want to save the baby's life?
Okay, is the mother also on board? Where she's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to die. Get this
Yeah,
baby out of me.
yeah.
100%. Yeah.
She's like, cut it out. And
I'll
you
cut
have
that bitch out.
nothing to numb her up with or anything. You got to cut it out of a live ass bitch.
It'll suck. But
you
I'll
would
do
do
it. But I wouldn't, if the mom was like, no, thank you, I'd be like, that makes sense. It's your body and your baby.
I literally just told you the premise of
Last
The
of
Walking
Us?
Dead.
No, it was Last of Us.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, she gave birth though. But in The Walking Dead, they have to cut the baby out of the dying mom
Oh.
who just got bit to save the baby.
Oh. Was the mom cool with it?
Yeah.
I only watched like one season of that.
It was in the first season. It was
Oh.
at the end of the first season.
Probably saw it.
I think, I don't know. I watched like fucking 500 million seasons of it. And then I was like, this is so repetitive.
Yeah, that's where I got with like partway through season 2. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, wait, I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah. But you're right. That did happen in The Last of Us also.
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of.
It's kind of a main trope, right?
Well, I mean, but she gave birth. And
Totally
because
different.
she gave birth and got bit,
Totally different.
spoiler alert, go watch that show. It's good. Okay. So now Desiree's like, you got it, girl. I'm here. So Marlon arrives. Clarissa and Desiree are in the house. Desiree says, come on inside. I've got a picture album to show you for some reason. And I don't know if Marlon was just being nice or if she was truly interested, but she was like, of course. And then comes and sits on the couch And Desiree and Marlon are looking at this photo album. And then Clarissa grabs a coaxial cable.
What is that?
Like a cable for cable TV.
Okay.
You know, that we don't have anymore? Everything's all fucking internet and shit now, but like the old fucking cables that come out of the wall that are thick as shit and they've got like a needle that sticks out in the center. Those things.
Okay.
So she takes one of those cables and comes up from behind Marlon and wraps it around her neck and starts choking her.
Oh my God.
And Marlon immediately puts her hands under the cord to like pull it loose. And she's like getting somewhere. She's fighting back. So it's at this point that Clarissa yells at her daughter Desiree and says, quote, "You're not doing your job. Like, you're supposed to be killing her." Because Desiree's just sitting there like, oh, fucking shit.
Yeah, because it's probably a lot fucking different to think about that situation versus to actually live in that situation.
Right? Right? Okay, so then Desiree jumps up and starts peeling Marlon's finger away from the cord, like one finger at a time. Like, she has to pry her fingers out. She gets her hands free so that the mom is, like, effectively choking her now.
Oh, my God.
And then climbs on top of her. And, like, they hold her down and choke her. It takes, like, 4 to 5 minutes or something, and then she dies. Can you imagine somebody even sitting on your stomach with a baby in there?
No.
Ugh,
Also, ma'am, you're going to damage the goods.
Right?
Also, how long does a baby live in a dead womb?
Oh, I'm going to tell you. It's not good. This whole outcome is not good. It's not pretty. So that happens. Then they proceed to, Clarissa proceeds to cut the unborn child from Marlon's womb. She's dead. And they cut the baby out.
How'd she learn how to do that?
I don't fucking know. But I don't know if she's just guessing like boop-a-doop-boop.
What are they going to do with the body?
Oh, I'll tell you, because they evidently didn't have great plans. But when they get the baby out, he's like blue and not responsive.
Weird.
Yeah.
How long did it take to cut the baby out?
I can't imagine it was quick.
Yeah.
It took 5 minutes to kill the mom.
Yeah.
And that is providing fucking oxygen to the baby as well.
That's what I'm saying.
So the baby's like suffocating for 10 minutes and they get the baby out.
And it was probably in distress that whole time because the mom is in distress.
Oh my God. Awful. Okay, so baby's unresponsive and blue. So Clarissa calls 911 claiming that she had just given birth to a baby and that the baby wasn't breathing.
Don't look inside, though?
Yeah, like don't look in there. But while she's waiting for the paramedics, she tells her boyfriend, Peter, who I don't know if he fucking showed up or if she called him or if he was in the house. I'm not quite sure where the fuck Peter was this whole time. But she calls him and she's like, "Hey, man, I need you to get rid of a body." And he was like, "You got it." He bags her up and then puts Marlon's remains in the trash can that's in the backyard of the house. Like the trash can that you pull to the curb and you're like, "Here you go, trash man."
Honestly, that's an outside trash can situation. You wouldn't want that in like the kitchen trash.
Well, yeah, at least there's that. But like it's not even like a dumpster where it's going to be far away and you don't have to smell it and forget about it.
Yeah, that's gonna like when's trash day? What day is it?
Oh, well, it doesn't even fucking matter because spoiler alert, it's gonna take 4 weeks to find her there. So they didn't even take it to the curb.
4 weeks?
Questions. I have
How did it take 4 weeks?
And this in the pictures, the trash can was like pulled up against the house, and the house has windows, so it's not even like it was in the far fucking corner of the backyard.
Wouldn't it smell?
That's what I'm wondering. And it's in April, May.
It's starting to get warm.
Yeah, like I don't fucking know.
That shit is springtime.
Everything about this case is very frustrating from here on out, as if this weren't frustrating enough.
But like they knew where the last place that she went was.
Oh,
right?
Right. Why aren't we looking in her fucking backyard? Why aren't we like, that smells weird outside of this house?
Yeah.
I have some questions. Okay, so Clarissa calls 911. Peter puts the body away, right?
Puts the body away.
Yeah,
Let me take care of that for you.
Yeah, helps her out, I guess.
Also, was he not concerned then that this, like, first of all, that there's a body in the house, but second of all, that there's a body in the house that clearly has had a baby cut out of it?
That's what I don't understand is
and
like...
third of all, that Clarissa is like, yeah, no, anyway, I just gave birth.
Yeah. Well, like, he has to know that Clarissa wasn't pregnant then.
Like, he's finding out right now, right?
Yeah,
But
like,
then I'm not going to hide your fucking body for you because I have no connection to you now.
Exactly. It's so fucking weird. I don't understand his whole, like, ride or die situation in this moment.
Yeah.
There are drugs involved, so maybe it's that. I don't know what kind of drugs, and I don't know if they're actively taking them or if they used to take them, and maybe they're just dumber for it now, and they're like, oh, fuck, I
feel
guess
that.
I had a... Yeah, right. But I don't know all of the fucking scenarios. But the fact of the matter is he did it.
Yeah.
And she calls the paramedics. The paramedics come and they're like, are you bleeding? Are you cramping? Are you okay? And she was like, I'm fucking fantastic. And they're like, well, you have...
I've actually never felt better.
Yeah. I'm like, clearly you didn't fucking give birth then.
You gotta sell it a little.
Yeah. You gotta be like, oh.
Yeah, I'm a little sore, but
Yeah.
we're fine.
Fucking punch lasagna down there. But they send her to the hospital anyway.
Yeah.
And obviously they take the baby. They get the baby stable. But when they get to the hospital, the baby has no brain activity and is put on life support.
Oh, God.
So, like, stable in the fact of, like, he's
alive.
technically alive.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of frustrating because you've got to figure at this point in the game, Clarissa's going to get to the hospital and they're going to be like, you didn't fucking give birth. Like, there's no, let's take a look. I don't know if she refused care. The hospital files or information, evidence, whatever, the hospital was questioned, and publicly they said, like, we can't comment on patient care. So I don't know if maybe it's going to come out and fucking some sort of case files eventually or whatever. But anything I tried to find, it was basically like the fucking nothing was done about it. I'm sure the hospital was like, she didn't give birth to this, but like no authorities were fucking
alerted.
Yeah. I don't
really.
I don't know. Or if they did not connect it to Marlon's disappearance. So they might have had. Yeah.
The last place that a pregnant woman goes missing was seen. Yeah. The last place that they were seen.
Yeah.
Just so happens that person gives birth, quote unquote, without ever having given birth.
Yep.
Like, clearly no medical trauma, whatever. Mm-hmm. And they were like, that's normal.
Yeah.
She had a Facebook post, which means it's true.
Oh my God, this whole thing is super frustrating. So exactly everything you said is like, are you fucking dumb? Like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Could you imagine being that boyfriend? Like Marlon's boyfriend?
He continued to pretend that the baby was his.
No, Marlon's.
Oh, the husband, Giovanni.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Well, Giovanni was like fucking tore up because he immediately reported her missing and the cops were like, we can't do anything for 72 hours.
72?
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? And
that's a pregnant person, though. That's like an at-risk person, isn't it?
Exactly.
Technically, it's a child, too.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Call CPS. My baby's missing.
Now, Marlon's father is really pissed about how everything was handled, and he says that the police handled it poorly because they immigrated from, I don't know where, I'm assuming Mexico, but I don't know for sure. But that they immigrated because he wanted to give Marlon and her siblings a good life. And so he's saying that, like, because they're immigrants, the police didn't act quickly or care, really. Because if you cared, like you just said, you could have fucking connected the goddamn dots.
Yeah. Well, if you write it, when you say it out loud, it's obvious.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
well, and that's what the police are like, well, I mean, like, in hindsight, yeah, of course everything lines up, but we just didn't get it. And I'm just like, wow, you just suck at your job is how I feel.
Given all of the information, like you're at that house. So this house and this person who lives at this house.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all you need. Yeah. That's all you need.
Exactly.
Also, if you can't do anything for 72 hours, I'm going to guess the body would start to stink at that point. So then did they even search the house?
No. They didn't search the house. Well, they would need a warrant and everything. And when
That's the last place that she was seen alive.
But, okay, so here's the thing. The husband tells the police that was the last place that she went, and the police did nothing about it. They didn't go investigate or anything. And so he ended up hiring his own private detective. Mm-hmm. And the private detective eventually finds her car in the neighborhood and has like a bunch of parking tickets on it and stuff. But at the same time, police are now investigating the case because it's been so long. Mm-hmm. It was 2 weeks after the murder. So on May 7th, 2 weeks after Marlon's murder, the police, not the private detective, they're like interviewing friends and talking to neighbors and shit like that. And a friend says that Marlon had been planning to meet up with some woman on Facebook that she had met up with before. And this is where the police are like, oh, let's go check out Clarissa. Mm-hmm. So that's how they get the information. But Marlon's husband, Giovanni, is like, I fucking have been telling them that from day one and they won't listen to me. Like, they're not helping.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So it took 2 weeks for them to even consider.
And someone else saying it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's frustrating.
Instead of the fucking family. Exactly. So I digress. So the detectives, they search around, right? They find Marlon's car abandoned. And then they hone in even more on Clarissa's house.
Yeah.
The detectives go and confront Clarissa about everything, and she denies that Marlon had even come to her house on April 23rd. She said that she had met her previously when they exchanged clothing or whatever, but that the 23rd never actually happened.
So does she have like messages of her to the Marlon
There
girl being
are,
like,
but the police haven't like subpoenaed them yet or haven't gotten the warrants to like get all that kind of information. So,
but does she have the ones like, hey, are you still coming?
yeah, like
Haven't
where
heard
are
from you.
What's
Yeah.
going on? Well, there are some like private messages between the two, and it's not like on my way or anything that I'm aware of. It's like more of setting up the time and date, and then
But still, if you set up a time and date with someone and they don't show up, I'd be like, you good?
yeah, oh yeah. You mean like any follow up messages of like,
Yeah.
hey, where are you? No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
There's nothing ever mentioned like that.
Weird.
Yeah, right? Because she fucking showed up.
Yeah. I'd be such a good detective.
You would be.
Let me see your phone.
Yeah. And they're like, okay.
No.
Now what, Aaron? Now what?
I'll get a warrant for your arrest.
So Clarissa continues to tell the detectives because they're like, hey, what's up with this new baby? And she's like, isn't it great? I just had a baby. Like, this is my newborn baby.
Was it home?
No, it's still in the hospital. She opened a GoFundMe page for money to pay for the baby's bills. Now, since all of this has gone down, GoFundMe has removed the page because they're like, that goes against our policies. Yeah.
Murder does?
Yeah, weird, awkward that they have.
But it's capitalism.
Yeah.
I thought that was like hand in hand.
It's okay. Yeah. But yeah, she had even set up a GoFundMe page. Like, my newborn baby needs medical help.
Oh my God.
What the fuck, man?
Was it still brain dead?
Yes.
That's so sad.
They don't like unbrain dead the baby.
I don't know how it works.
I don't,
Maybe
you
it'll
know,
come
I
back.
was very hopeful myself. And then,
I mean, it's
you
still
know,
a baby. If you
Yeah.
can get it kicking again, maybe it'll like learn all this stuff still.
yeah.
You
like,
know, I don't
the-
know.
Get the fucking activity flowing.
Yeah.
Jumpstart that sucker.
Honestly.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it could
Push it
happen.
down a hill while you
Yeah.
pull
the-
it in gear.
Yeah.
And I think that's how it works.
Yeah. Is that how it works? I'm not quite sure that's how this is. Like a fucking lawnmower.
Yeah.
Just pull the little string a little harder. No, they don't unbrain dead the baby, unfortunately. So also, like I said, Peter continues to tell detectives too that he's the father. Like, he's going along with this story.
He's ride or dying.
He is right or dying. And so detectives spend a few weeks collecting DNA from the child, as well as they like pull out hairs from Marlon's hairbrush and pull DNA from her toothbrush. And they discover that the DNA is a perfect fucking match and that Giovanni and Marlon are the parents of this baby.
Oh, that breaks my heart.
I know. So immediately they're like, hey, you got to get the fuck out of here. And they get Giovanni, and Giovanni takes over the care of the baby.
Oh, did he keep the GoFundMe
No.
money that he got from it? I feel like he's deserved
No,
that. You
all
know?
the GoFundMe money was returned to the donors.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't going to be returned, it needed to go to him.
Oh my God. Would you want that? Like, if you.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. me
It's still
too.
money.
Yeah. I'd be like, thanks, I guess.
I mean,
I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't need this if you hadn't fucking cut my child out of my wife.
Yeah.
Jesus
I
Christ.
guess depending how much it was. If it was like $60,
It was $9,000.
I'd want it.
I'd take that.
I want it.
Yeah. So,
It's not enough,
no.
but like,
But,
I'll still
like,
take it.
Fucking, I'll take it. Crumbs at this point, right?
Yeah, I'll
whatever
also
you'll give
take
me.
their house because fuck them.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? I don't think I'd want that house.
I don't think so either.
I'd sell it and get another house.
Yeah.
Just pipe dreaming with money here.
Yeah, you are. Like, what would I do with $9,000?
Buy a house.
Where? I don't know. But you
Side
would.
of the road.
Yeah, I guess. So detectives, they collect all the DNA and everything, right? They get a search warrant for Clarissa's home, and they find bleach and cleaning supplies, along with evidence of burned clothing and blood on the floors in the living room, bathroom, and hallway. Eventually, investigators discovered that Marlon's remains had been hidden in that trash can. Along with the cable that was used to strangle her was also in there.
So
And again, we're 4 weeks past the murder date at this point when they find her.
I get that like having a newborn puts a lot of strain on you where like you don't do stuff or you forget to do stuff or your house
Like, take the
becomes a
trash down
mess.
to the curb.
Like take the trash down to the
But
curb.
like, Peter could swing in real quick.
in that 4 weeks, you're telling
Especially
me
when there's something very important in there that you'd probably like to get rid of.
that the rest of your life is going to depend on.
Yeah.
You couldn't find the time
I don't know, man.
to figure out what you're going to do with that? Like, you think it's just going to go away?
None of this was very sound thinking.
These are not smart people.
No, no, not at all.
That's the fucking worst.
Also, you could just adopt. And if you can't, then...
She also already had kids. She's 40-something years old.
I know.
Not to be like, you shouldn't have
No,
kids
I
at that
get it,
age,
though.
but,
Like,
you don't need them.
No, like, you've had your turn. Give
Yeah.
somebody else a turn.
Exactly. You did the
Fucking
thing.
weird. Yeah.
Fucking move on.
Exactly. I forgot to mention that when Giovanni's family got the infant back, they named him Giovanni Jadel. But his family was like, honestly, we need a miracle to happen for this baby to live. Like, he's brain dead. Nothing is gonna, really help.
Super side note.
Yeah.
I'd probably have named it like Marlon. That's just me, though.
He named it after himself.
Isn't that a little... It's a
Maybe
little
that's
weird.
what they were planning to do already, though.
Maybe.
You
I
get to
might
change it now?
switch the middle name then.
I mean, sure.
He's like, I've been through it.
Maybe he's saving it for one that's gonna live. That's so terrible.
But then it wouldn't be with her. Like,
I don't know.
there's
man.
nothing. Everybody grieves differently.
Sure.
I'm just raising the question.
Well, but maybe he was like, I want to use this name because that's what we picked out together.
yeah, that's probably what it was.
Yeah. Okay, so as I was saying, still brain dead on life support, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the way that Clarissa had moved the baby, everything that we explained had caused the severe brain damage. Like, it had nothing to do with...
The baby itself.
No. The baby was totally healthy when Marlon walked into that house. It was everything that Clarissa did. And June of 2019, so this is 2 months after his birth, he ends up passing away. The baby passes away.
Oh, baby.
I know. And like I said, Marlon's family's super upset with how the police handled the investigation. They actually had turned to their church for support during the weeks that she was missing, and they put out like a ton of flyers and everything. And one of Clarissa's neighbors had come forward saying that she saw Marlon enter the house and never saw her leave.
What?
Yeah, and that she also saw Clarissa walking around with this newborn baby or talking about a newborn baby or whatever. And she was like, Clarissa was never pregnant. Like, she never looked pregnant.
And they saw a pregnant person enter the house and then not leave.
Yeah. So the neighbor's like, fucking weird shit. And they found this all out through, like, fucking church and shit. Like, the police did nothing.
Oh, my God.
Initially. They did in the end, but, like, initially. So Clarissa and Desiree were both arrested, obviously.
And Peter?
And Peter does, but Peter gets arrested too. So, but first I'm telling you about Clarissa and Desiree. They get arrested and charged with first-degree murder and aggravated battery of a child that's less than 13 years old. Peter was also arrested for concealing the death of a person and one felony count of concealing a homicidal death. In November of 2019, Desiree actually became pregnant herself. I don't know if she was pregnant at this time or what. Like, it is December of 2019, so that would be May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Like, she had to be newly fucking pregnant at the time of all this happening. Like, 2 months pregnant. I don't fucking know. This whole story is crazy. But she actually ends up giving birth to her own kid, and I think it's while she's in custody for this murder.
Is it taken away?
What?
I mean, obviously it has to be.
I mean,
right?
it has to be. I don't know. I didn't
She
really
can't
go
keep
down
a baby in prison, but like, I feel like, why didn't the mom choose her?
Right? Like, okay, you're about to have a grandkid. Maybe they didn't know she was pregnant. I don't fucking know. This whole thing is wild.
If you're 2 months pregnant, then you're technically only 1 month pregnant.
And you might not know yet.
You might not know yet.
Yeah.
'Cause
Fucking
you're,
baby
like
math
8
is
weeks
weird.
or whatever. Baby math is ridiculous.
Yeah. They start counting before you're pregnant.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Brandon's like, you got pregnant fucking 2 years ago, huh?
Like, yeah, I guess so. Oh my God. Okay, so COVID happens, right? Because this all happened in 2019. She gives birth December 2019.
my
COVID takes
God.
place March of 2020.
Yeah.
And so, like, everything's kind of stalled until recently in January of 2023. Peter, who was 44 at the time, accepted a plea deal of 4 years on a reduced sentence of obstructing justice.
4 years time served.
Yes, and he was already in there for 2.5 or 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets to serve the last 6 months on parole. So he's out.
Cool.
Motherfucker is out for obstruction of justice. Like, homie, you helped hide a body and you lied about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
His testimony must be like fucking crucial or some shit for all of this.
Yeah, probably.
For like their
right?
evidence or something. Okay, so he claims that he was unaware of the murder plot, but that he did help clean up the murder scene, and he did claim to be the infant's son. He says that he had met Clarissa at that addiction clinic and that Clarissa had lied to him about being pregnant and all of that, and he believed her. I don't know why that helps anything at all. I still think he's a piece of shit, and like even though he got lied to and got duped also by Clarissa because he was like a pawn in all of this.
Yeah, he would have been a pawn.
Did it.
He would have been a pawn had he then the next day, like after hiding the body, like, yeah, babe, for sure, I would love to do that for you. And I'll put it out back and I'll take it to the curb on Thursday or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Had he the next day then gone to the police and been like, hey, I have some
Regrets.
information.
Yeah.
Like
I have
then,
regrets, lots of them.
Then you're not really culpable for it because in the moment you might feel threatened or whatever.
Yeah, like oh, I was scared of her.
Yeah,
some shit.
that
You
whole
could say
thing.
something.
Yeah, I could see that.
I don't know, man.
I don't agree with it necessarily.
4 years. That's it.
4 years.
4 years.
insane.
That's it. He's free. He gets to fucking walk around.
What if you lie about it for 4 weeks?
Oh my
and you're
god.
like, yeah, that's totally
what a
my
psycho.
kid.
Also, who wants
Like,
to
does
lie
he have
about
Stockholm?
that? I don't know. I don't
Maybe
know.
he is a victim.
Drugs.
Maybe he is very like incapable.
Perhaps, but until I am proven that, I think he's a piece of shit. So, along with
Well,
Desiree and
Maybe he can listen.
Clarissa, you know what? Clarissa, I wonder if Desiree is the same. You know, like maybe Clarissa's fucking crazy and everybody's afraid of her.
Maybe.
I don't really know, but here's the thing. I couldn't figure out anything further about Clarissa and Desiree. I don't know if a trial hasn't taken place because ChatGPT told me that they got life in prison, but I searched everywhere and I couldn't find that. So I don't know if because of COVID that we haven't had a trial for them yet, or if they were tried at the same time as Peter and they did get life in prison. I couldn't find that part out, and I did try searching. Obviously, looking at the first 5 hits on Google, and then I gave up. So that's where we're at.
You didn't go to the second O.
I didn't go to the second O because your girl was in a time crunch, per huge. But what the actual fuck is wrong with people?
I hate that so much.
Yeah.
Thank God I didn't really think about it much when I was pregnant.
No, yeah, me either.
But like,
I didn't think about a lot of things when I was pregnant, and now that I'm not pregnant, I'm like, I never want to get pregnant again because that's terrifying. All the
it's
things that live in my head.
terrifying. And then now I'm like looking at our friends who are pregnant and stuff, and I'm like, how are you not aware of that? When
Yeah,
in the
but
moment,
you don't want to bring it up. You don't want to
Right.
put it in their head.
Yeah,
But also I'm
be
like-
aware of people, like those
Yeah,
Facebook
fucking
buy
watch
nothing
out.
groups or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
maybe.
Right? Like
Be
you feel,
careful.
even if you've met them once.
Mm-hmm.
I feel so bad for like the family that was trying to get the police help and they didn't do anything. Because like we've said in the very beginning, like what the fuck? You know where she went last.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to mention they knew that she was missing because she didn't go pick up her son from daycare.
Oh, baby.
Her 3-year-old was waiting for mommy.
Don't say that.
I know. It's so sad though.
I don't like that. Don't say that.
I know. It's horrible. People are awful. This girl's just trying to fucking get her goddamn little family life all together. Like, hey
And
man,
she's so
I need some help.
young.
Let me get some help from my community. Isn't that great? I live in a place like that, and then one fucking person jacks it up for everybody. And none of you goddamn fan people better jack it up for us.
Who's gonna jack up?
I don't know. Just we are the one sacred space in this whole entire world.
Baby.
One sacred space in this whole entire world where we are a safe community.
I like that. Yeah.
Don't you fuck it up for anybody else or you're out of the club, okay?
I swear
And
to
honestly,
God.
that's the worst that could happen to you.
That's the worst we could do.
Yeah.
You can't be friends with us.
Yeah. Anyway, so if you want to check out pictures pertaining to this case, go to our social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Our handle is at ISGD Podcast. You can also email us at isgdpodcast@gmail.com, or you could snail mail us at
P.O. Box 2764, Spring Valley, California, 91179.
9. And then if you would please do so, go subscribe, rate, and review. Go tell everybody about our podcast so that we can continue to podcast.
I like
Thank you.
it.
Toodles noodles.
Bye.
Bye.